Would you see my dog bite? My name is Ichulha, and this video gonna be a bit more serious than the videos I just usually make, cause in this video I'm gonna be giving my opinions on certain things, and although some opinions might offend people, I just tell you in advance that I do not apologize for having these opinions, nor do I plan in the future to do so. So as you could probably tell by the title, I'm gonna be talking about the different types of dotishness that people does put on their stories and statuses. Now these could be either Instagram stories, WhatsApp statuses, or any other place that does offer narcissistic people the ability to make their life look like a movie in which there is some unstoppable protagonist, right? But mainly Instagram, because that is the most common place where I just see these types of dotishness. I'm also gonna give specific names to the people who does post dotishness based on the different types of dotishness they does post. Alright, so let me get into it one time.
Oh yeah! Listen up, pool party. If I leave on the beach, we have to reach a summertime. Hey! Every man say fi come along. Go for your suntan inna the summer sun.
There's the types of people you go see posting a story every time they just go and hang out at a place like C3, South Park, or any other place where people just go and try to hide from the fact that their life is perpetually miserable. Now, me have a problem if you want to go and lime. If you're liming, then good for you. But you don't have to always show your followers that you're liming, you know. Like big man thing, no. What you're really trying to achieve by showing your followers that you're liming. You feel that by doing that you're making them feel like they're missing out on something, or well, actually you're not. In fact, the only thing you're doing is showing them how insecure you is and preventing yourself from fully appreciating the lime itself. Or in other words, you're causing yourself to actually miss out by wasting time and energy trying to show off instead of actually liming. Besides, who the hell say that what you does do to lime is what everybody else should do to lime? I mean, just because you does like to go to Starbucks and snort the coffee through your nose for fun, don't mean everybody else like to do that. All you watch, I go and ace this exam. Watch this, watch this. Me, I making no joke for this exam, you know. I go and study everything for this exam. I go surprise the instructor with my paper. These types of people just always try to look like them as a genius, even though everybody, including themselves, know that there's really not. Now, the dotishness them does post on their story could be one or three things. Either they're complaining about how difficult the degree is, showing people how hard they're studying, or trying to look smart by posting up some meme about maths or science. Now, let me explain exactly why I have a problem with these kinds of people. First of all, the complaining, right? All it does like to post up memes from our page like flicking student problems and then act as though all is the only person on the blasted planet who doing a degree or writing an exam. It's like literally nobody else could understand the pain and all they had to go through it. So what do you think? What do you think everybody else do have to do the same thing if they want to get a good job in a specific field? No, everybody had to work hard in life, alright? You're not special. Besides, if you really find the degree so difficult, then just drop the damn degree. Nobody forcing you to continue doing it. And if you want to continue doing it, then stop complaining. Right, now the second thing now, what you just do that does really bother me is showing off how hard all you're studying. Any person who have even a little bit of common sense would know that to really study hard, you should not have your phone nearby because it could be a major distraction. So when all you just post up a story saying how all you're quote unquote studying, a person with a little common sense could tell that you're more focused on publicizing the fact that you're quote unquote studying than actually studying. Now the third and final type of dotishness that all you just put on all your story is science or math related memes. Now when all you just do this, all you feel it does make all you look smart, and well, I not smart, but I could tell you for sure that the people in your class who actually smart does laugh at you when they see you posting memes like that. And you know why they just laugh at you? Because to them it's real funny how you just try to appear smart when you're actually not. You see, the people who actually smart do have to appear smart because their performance does already speak for itself. There's the types of people who go be in a so-called relationship with somebody, and every time you look at their story, you're always sure to see them either telling their partner how much they quote-unquote love them, or posting up images of them together in which they're usually embracing each other. Let me ask all you something, right? All you can't just tell all your partner how you feel about them through a private message. Why all you have to show the people who does view your story? I know the reason why. It's because again you're insecure and desperate for even the smallest amount of approval from other people. So, in a futile attempt to relieve your crippling insecurity and quench your thirst for approval, You just try showing off just how quote unquote sweet your relationship is to your followers. Now the very fact that you're doing that does show just how shallow your relationship actually is. Nah boy chul ha boy. You just jealous how we because you're not in a relationship. No, I'm not jealous. In fact, I pity people like all you who stuck in such a relationship because what I really trying to say is the fact that you using the relationship as a tool to relieve your insecurity and get approval from others means that you don't genuinely love your partner. You're just with them because you like the attention and approval that you just get by very openly having a so-called relationship with them. All you go like what I'm about to say, but is the cold hard truth. Any relationship that based on gaining something material, whether it's getting attention from your followers, getting laid, getting money, riding in nice cars, getting good grades or whatever, it guaranteed to eventually fall apart. Why is that, you may ask? Well, the answer quite simple. It's because no matter how much a person might have those things, there will always be somebody else who either have more of it or have something better that will attract you or your partner. To keep a relationship stable, you must first of all stop seeing relationships as a means of getting something, but rather as an opportunity to give. When I say give, I'm not really referring to giving your partner material things, but more so doing what is in the best interest of your partner through your actions and your words. Now, I know that is something easier said than done, because doing what is in the best interest of somebody does often appear to them as unpleasant initially, but you should always try to explain to them why you think is best for them, and by doing so, the bonding between both you would be reinforced. Another thing you should do to keep your relationship stable is to make sure that it have a strong basis on which you could establish deep connections with each other. What do I mean by a strong basis? Well, that could be either some major goal that both of you want to achieve, which would make some substantial contribution to the world, or it could also be some major commitment to serving a third party. And in my opinion, the best one to serve is God. I know people don't really like religion to be imposed on them, and I'm not forcing you to do anything, but personally, because of the way things play out in my life, I come to the realization that real love means to act in a mood of service to God. These types of people just act like them is the most damaged and traumatized people in the history of the world. It's like not even a child who grew up in Lavonte and see people getting shot on a daily basis know the kind of trauma them going through. Now from what I see, almost 95% of these people was lovebirds at some point in the past and was in one of them shallow relationships that I described earlier in the video. Naturally that relationship crumbled into dust and now they all of a sudden become wise. Now I'm using the word wise very lightly right now because when I say wise I don't mean like Trevor Sears kind of wise.
I find you too damn stupid. Take that.
I really mean that they just choose to hold the close-minded view that all men is garbage or all girl is garbage, and thinking that holding such a view does somehow make them wise. All men is not garbage, nor is all girl garbage. I ain't gonna lie, nowadays the majority of them are garbage, but you can't just tarnish all men or all girl as garbage just because the ones you had experience with was garbage. It have genuine people out there, but they're just a lot less common than the garbage ones, and I know it have some genuine people who might become wise sages because they get hurt by a shallow person who didn't seem like garbage at first. I don't really have a problem with genuine people who become wise sages, but what does really bother me is when I see all your shallow people becoming wise sages. You know why? Because it was all your fault that the relationship fell apart in the first place, and yet all you're playing like all is the victim and shifting the blame on other people when it's you who is the problem. The best part about all is that as soon as all you finish toting and all your wise age phase come to an end, all you just go back and start a relationship with the same shallowness as before, and then when that next relationship eventually collapse, all you does again blame others and never look to change all yourself, causing the cycle to continue. Whether it's extremely popular actors, actresses, singers, football players or whatever, if you're posting up stories in which you're either imitating them or acting as though you know them personally and could somehow connect with them, then congratulations, you're a celebrity worshipper. Now I know when all you post them kind of things on all your story, all you think all you does look cool and well in reality all you don't look cool at all. Instead all you does look pathetic as hell. All you could do me a favor and just be realistic for a minute. I hope that is not too much to ask for, eh? Cause somehow all you had to be real disconnected from reality to be imitating celebrities so much, despite the extremely obvious dichotomy between your life and the celebrity life. But yeah, for 1 minute, just please try to be realistic and put yourself in the celebrity shoes. Cause from the celebrity point of view, you probably don't even exist to them as a person. The most you is to them is probably just a number on their followers list. So you see all you who does post up pictures of all your favorite celebrity on all your stories while referring to them as your girl or your man are not going to apologize for bursting all your bubble of ignorance. Right? Cause you can't be calling somebody your girl or your man if they're not even aware of your existence. Now because of how obsessed some of all you does be with celebrities, even if all you actually end up meeting the celebrity in person, all you got most likely scare them away. And even if hypothetically speaking you was in a relationship with the celebrity, what make you think that you can love everything about them just because you love them for their talent, external beauty or whatever? I mean, just cause somebody talented or good looking don't necessarily mean that there's a good person. So unless you're living on a rock, I think everybody more or less are aware of the large-scale issues that take place around the world, such as climate change, conflict between nations, discrimination, etc. Right? Now whenever such an issue does happen in another part of the world and it start trending, all your bandwagonist activist superheroes does look to post up stories about the issue and act as though the issue directly affecting all you, so much so that all you would do anything to help fix it. What I about to say going on sound real bad, but that is honestly how I just see it. First of all, if all you really wanted to help fix the issue so badly, then go to the affected country and try fixing the issue. Because from a remote island like Trinidad, you can't really do much to help. But chulha, we helping by spreading awareness. Spreading awareness? What do you mean spreading awareness? If the issue already trending all over the blasted place, then how much more awareness all you could spread? And who are you really trying to spread awareness to when the majority of your followers also living in this remote island called Trinidad? Asking all you again to just be realistic for a minute, because in reality we can't really do much to fix such large scale issues from a remote island like Trinidad, and we just had to accept the sad truth that certain things just not in our control. Now I think somehow all you actually are aware of this fact, and yet all you still post up those kinds of stories. Why is that? Well, it have two reasons, and one of them is definitely not because all you actually care about the issue being solved. The first reason is that all you're just posting it for the sake of looking like a quote-unquote virtuous hero to your followers. The second reason is that all you're just posting it for the sake of feeling accepted among your peers, since all of them decide to do the same and post that on their story. Hence, for the first reason, I use the word superhero to describe all you, and for the second reason, I use the word bandwagonist to describe all you. In most cases, all you just do it for both reasons, cause all you're insecure and would do anything to inflate your ego, even if that means using large-scale issues with catastrophic consequences as a means of doing so. Now, the very fact that you would do such a thing just to inflate your ego does show how self-centered you is, and whether you believe it or not, is that same self-centeredness that does cause those very issues to occur around the world today. You know why? Because if you really think about it, the reason why big politicians and entrepreneurs in society does destroy the planet and cause suffering to others is because all of them have their own personal agendas and they don't mind using exploitative means to meet those agendas. Basically, the point I'm trying to make here is that if all you're using exploitative means to inflate all your egos today, then in the future, when somehow all you become big politicians and entrepreneurs, all you could probably end up causing actual suffering to others just to meet all your agendas. But all you go care once all your agendas met, it don't matter who's suffering or who dead. Now to conclude this video, I would just say that no matter who he is, life is not exactly a bed of roses. And with that being said, I would urge all you to stop making your life look like it is on social media. Everybody have problems, and although they might vary in size from person to person, we should all just be honest about it. By honest, I don't mean that you should tell everybody about your problems. I just mean that you shouldn't pretend that your problems don't exist just to make your life seem perfect in an attempt to impress other people, especially on social media. I would also suggest that all you stop doing things just because they're trendy or because they're endorsed by a celebrity. Before you follow any kind of trend, you should first ask yourself whether you truly believe in following the trend or if you're just doing it to fit in or to imitate a celebrity. If you're not sure, then you could do some research on the trend and make a choice based on what you learn. Now, somehow you're brainwashed by celebrities and the media so much that you would center all your beliefs on them alone. And if that is the case, then I don't know if anything will save all you. For the people who not brainwashed though, check if the trend have a reasonable explanation behind why you should follow it. before following it. Another thing I would urge all you to do is to start thinking about the benefit of others more instead of feeling like the world does revolve around you. Or in other words, stop being so self-centered and try taking others into consideration before making decisions. Lastly, I would advise that all you try finding some higher purpose in life, because by doing so, all you would find it easier to get rid of self-centeredness. And in my opinion, the highest purpose is serving the divine source. So that's about it for this video. You could leave a like if you think what I said was somewhat useful. If you want, you could subscribe, but I'm not really uploading often right now because I'm busy with tertiary education and that's not normal. I just still make memes and post them on my Facebook and Instagram pages every now and again, so you could follow me on those. The memes I just make does be based on current events and they're often quoted in irony, like this one for example.
Still I live a dream all when we wake up. Them I wonder we clean like every day, so can't hold we the lock on the gate, but squash for the so none how we know for the jail house.
Music.
Different lifestyle is a life me a talk about. House on the hill, bench truck park up.
So yeah, all you could follow me to see more memes and I will catch all you later.
Manpower and related services, part of the world of amalgamated security.